All right, so here we are. We got the Nintendo Switch 2 has been announced, and also seemingly in a way for North America kind of unannounced. They were very vague about pricing and speaking on those things during the reveal. That people have been blowing up about it for this whole past week. So the console was going to be $450 in United States, and now they're saying they're reevaluating and seeing how much they think it should be with the tariffs now going into effect. That being said, also the games are going up in price. Mario Kart is going to be $80. If that was a physical version, that's $90. So yeah, today the I guess he's like the US president, right, of Nintendo, came out and said that it's variable pricing. They're wanting to look at the replayability, the content that you're getting, and I feel kind of two different ways about that. You know, I like some tweets. Someone said, we're going to, that's fine. We're going to practice variable purchasing. You know what I mean? But the thing is like, it's Nintendo. That Nintendo sells well, usually sells well. We'll have to see, because Wii U did not do great after Wii. So this is the Switch 2, which I think they should have called it Super Nintendo Switch. You know, SNES, I think, Super Nintendo Switch. Yeah, that's what I think they should have done, because like the SNES back in the day, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I would have liked to have been called a Super Nintendo Switch better. I think it's a cooler name than Switch 2, but here we are. There's a lot of things that's really like off-putting about this, is the fact that, okay, well, you've literally broken down the barrier now, so to speak. Like, we were this like the past year, 2 years at like $70 games, and some games are still coming out 60, right? Like when Elden Ring came out, it was still 60, but then there's other games that came out around that time a little bit later that were 70. I'm like, okay, well, it depends. Like some games, I would say like Baldur's Gate 3, I would say Baldur's Gate 3 is worth $70. But it might have been $60 at the time it was released. I can't remember. You know, it's really good that I don't do research. I'm just talking off the cuff. You know what I mean? That's awesome. Don't you guys love that? You can just tell me in the comments if I was right or not. So the thing is like, people are spamming to bring down the price. They're not going to. This is Nintendo, man. They are not going to bring down the price. They won't do it. But what's crazy to me is that you're saying, hey, we're looking at the content, the replayability, right? I'm like, okay, well, that's like, okay, if there was a new Smash Brothers and it was the biggest roster ever, like it had everybody that was in the last one, it was even bigger, like, and they had even more stuff, and they're gonna have DLCs. Okay. And it's like the only, like, hey, this is the only Smash Brothers coming out on Nintendo Switch 2. There's not going to be any other sequel, or like the Mario Kart. If Mario Kart is, there's not going to be another Mario Kart the whole entire time, right? There won't be multiple Mario parties. There won't be, you know, and those things get supported, I guess, you know what I mean? Like a long term, like very long term, because it'd be over the course of generation. If I'm paying $80 for Mario Kart one time, and there's DLC I can buy if I want to buy it, right? If it's like really good. Also, there should probably be some free updates, right? Like, because, you know, I mean, if you sell that many copies, you've made your dev. You've clearly made dev costs up if you have a gangbuster game like that. But you're also launching it with the console for $50 more. So you're okay with it being $50. You know what I mean? Like, you are okay with it being $50. You are okay with that. Let's just put that out there. You definitely are okay with it being $50 with the console, if it means moving a console. If you guys didn't know, Nintendo Switch, now Switch 2 could be different. I doubt it's different. They actually made money on their hardware. So when they sold one, they made money. like PlayStations and Xboxes usually don't make money when they sell consoles. They make money off their software and their stores, right? That's how their model works. Well, Nintendo just, I don't even know what, quintuple dips. I mean, you have to buy, like, you literally have to buy the SNES version of games over and over and over again on the Wii. You got to buy on the Switch. It's crazy, man. So that's kind of where I'm coming at, right? Like, Nintendo is in their own realm. Nintendo does what Nintendo wants to do. They're always a console generation behind in hardware. Now they do have DLSS, like kind of like frame gen-y, like sort of like frame gen, right? So that's, but the thing about that is that stuff does good when you're close to target, right? Like if I got 50 frames, I need 10 frames. It's not as bad. If I want 120 frames, I'm getting 50 frames. It feels terrible. It is bad. It is really dookie. You know what I mean? It really is. So that's not to like knock on all this. Like I'm seeing like some, I'm trying to see it both ways at the same time. I'm not just trying to come down here and just drop the atomic bomb on them. Like, oh man, Nintendo, we're done. No. But I would pay $500 for this console alone if the games would go back to the pricing that they were. I would. Because over the long term, you're paying way more if you play a lot of games, right? If you play a lot of games, you're paying way more. If this is like, dude, almost all of them are going to be 70. Like, where's the 50s? Where's the value 45 or the 60? You know, where is that? I'm pretty sure I saw that the Donkey Kong game is going to cost 70. And I'm like, Donkey Kong 70. But Mario Kart's 80. And they're saying that because it's like what they put into it and what kind of replayability it has. I'm like you're not gonna, like, we can, I guess, see, that's where I'm coming from, right? If this is the only Mario Kart that's coming out, so be it. But if Donkey Kong is like super good and there's another Donkey Kong, well then we would buy Donkey Kong again. So that part of it would make sense if that's how it works, right? But I mean, as long as the console gen usually is on Nintendo, it's like, I don't know, bro. Like, how many are you going to release? How many are we going to have? I know there's some that's just like one, right? There's not a bunch. But there's going to be multiple Marios. I mean, there was multiple Zeldas on the last one. Speaking of upgrades, you know what I memean? I don't know, like, this information is not, they need to have this stuff kind of clear cut. Like, I'm at the, let's see. Oh God. This is, oh God. How much is it going to cost? Hang on. So, I'll pause the music too. Hang on a damn second. So you're telling me I'm going to pay your online, which is like $20 a year. Not bad. With all said respect, $20 not bad. I mean, it don't work worth a flip on most games. But that being said, $20. How much is this crap going to cost? $50 a year. So it's going to cost $30 a year. So what that's saying is, like, Zelda, when Zelda comes out, or like literally day one, if you have that tier, you will get the upgrades for every game that has the upgrades. Probably worth in the beginning if you plan on replaying those games, like Zelda. If you want to play both the Zelda games, you should probably get that pack because it's $20 online, and I think the upgrades they said I think that's even variable. I think that was like, I've seen 10, I've seen 15, 20, depending on what they give you. Like if they give you downloadable content, like new stuff that's added to it. I think Mario Parties is a $20 upgrade, I think. So it's like, you know, these games never go on, I don't want to say never. They hardly ever go on sale. Hardly ever. So when you get them, they're probably full price, very close, very, very close. You're paying $80 for the Mario that came out on your Switch 1, unless you already have it and then you get the online. You know what I mean? Like you get the upgrade pack, you pay for the upgrade pack. So it's like $20 more. So if you already had Mario, I mean, if you already, it would take 4 years to pay that, right? A new, and for 8, yeah, we'll do. Yeah. Yeah, if you bought that whole thing again on Switch 2, it'd be like 4 years worth of this extra cost. I guess it just depends if you want to do memberships. You know what I mean? Like, because the thing is, like, how many of these old games do you replay? How many upgrades are you going to need? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm really in the boat of, like, I kind of feel like this stuff, I think maybe some jailbroken stuff, we might be able to unlock it. I'm not versed. But if I could get a jailbroken Switch 2 and not pay that, I might pay the black market cost. You know what I mean? I might do it because I'm like, hey, if you're going to nickel and dime me to death for some of this, then I'm kind of over it. You know what I mean? Because some games give you free upgrade. You know what I mean? Some do. There's also like, I didn't really have a problem with PlayStation charging like $10. You know what I mean? Like 10, I think it should just be $10. I don't care if you add content or not. I don't want to pay no $20 extra. I don't. I really don't. I'd pay $10. Give me $10. If it got DLC, it's got, too bad. Don't put the DLC in. Don't add to the game. Make a new one. Make a Switch 2 one. Make an actual Switch 2 Mario Party, you know? Or a version of Jamboree for Switch 2, like a new one. Like Super Mario Jamboree 2. You know what I mean? Whatever that's called. That's my feelings on it, you know? I know people defend it both ways, but they're also like the Joy-Cons, they don't have the I think it's Hall stick effect, is that what it's called? I believe Hall effect sticks, where they don't like really develop stick drift hardly as much. They don't have it, but people are like, it's very good. Like that's all we heard. We're gonna see, you know, we'll see. Not to mention how much all the stuff costs, you know what I mean? Like just, it's really like, it's kind of crazy. Like all the stuff, it just doesn't feel good. Now, I'm not gonna say they can't execute, and we might not be here in a year and a half. And we're like, man, Switch 2, you know, we was all kind of up in arms about it, but here we are a little while later, and we're all Gucci. You know what I mean? Like we're not worried about it nearly as much. I'm not gonna say it can't happen, but I'm telling you, dude, like some of the things they revealed, like Dust Bloods. FromSoft, like literally Nintendo's like feels like they're fronting the whole bill because you don't see Bandai Namco like on that at all. Like it's just literally FromSoft in a game, and it's always online. Like there's no single player at all with it. FromSoft's netcode has not been the greatest, and the Nintendo Switch online up to this point has not been the greatest. That feels like a turd sandwich combo waiting to happen. Like some really not great stuff could happen. I mean, Nintendo's had great games, FromSoft's had great games, but this is getting to the point where I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. It kind of feels like I don't know. I'm actually hesitant. You know what I mean? Like I will eventually get a Switch 2. I think I'm going to be eligible to get one because I put so many hours into Tears of the Kingdom, which that's pretty much like the only Zelda game I really played, like a lot. You know what I mean? The other ones just haven't really spoken to me as much. I kind of hope they do lean a little bit more into some of the trends of gaming. Like I like the voice acting. I liked it being voice acted. Cutscene stuff, I think there should be more of that. You know what I mean? They can make like a big production. I mean, it feels great. You know, like that Zelda game, it was very good. But I got enough hours in that alone. Not to mention, man, my wife put in tons of hours on Animal Crossing, so we should definitely get that. And I've had the Nintendo Switch on online. I've had that for over a year, so I should probably get an offer to pre-order if I'm lucky, right? I don't know. I would imagine their stock would be pretty good though. You know what I mean? Like, why would you make it to where you can't buy it? It just doesn't make sense. They've had a while to work on this, and I won't disclose information, specifics, but there is a person that we know of that is in game development that talked about, yeah, we have a dev kit after this was revealed, of course, right? Like, I didn't know anything about it coming out, didn't know that game was going to be on there. But they came out and said, yeah, we had a dev kit. You know, that's as far as I'll go into it, but there it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's been coming. I'm like, it's not quite like it was with the pandemic era. So they'll probably still sell a lot, I think, but it depends, right? If they come back and it's over 500 after tariffs and all, buddy, I don't know how many people are gonna run out and get a $500 Nintendo. I could be wrong. People prove me wrong all the time. People buying these graphics cards for $4,500. It's insanity. That is truly insanity. We talk about that. That's a whole other kit and caboodle on its own. But Nintendo Switch has a ton of goodwill, and they're just in their own realm, man. They do their own thing. It's really like, it feels like right now it's like, hey, there's Nintendo and there's Steam. That's what it feels like to me. Because Xbox, I mean, I don't know. It's like there's not an identity for Xbox in a way. And then Jim Ryan has done unbelievable damage to PlayStation. Unbelievable. Like, what you were making gangbusters doing and how you won all this stuff, let's just make every game a service. You know, and there's plenty of people that talked about, you know, Dust Bloods is like, bro, it looks like Bloodborne 2, but not Bloodborne 2. And it's like, did Nintendo just like, did Sony just be like, no, like, it's not live service, so no, we're not gonna accept that. Like, the possibilities are endless. Like, we really like to run with these narratives. I mean, I think it's a fun narrative to go with. That, like, the people at Nintendo will literally, I mean, not Nintendo, the people at Sony were literally just like, no, we're not gonna do that. And now it's like, hey, we're going back against it. Like, it's gonna be a minute, man, before we get some of these Sony games. That's super unfortunate. I mean, it put Naughty Dog behind. It put all these people behind. I don't know of any of them that were just on track, right? Because, I mean, I don't think there's anything. There wasn't really anything huge that I remember. Astrobot, but it wasn't like gangbuster. You know what I mean? Yeah, one game of the year. But I mean, like, dude, like, you gotta get a PlayStation for this. Like, but then there's not anything like that for Xbox, really. Xbox just has a ton of decent to good stuff, but I don't feel like they have anything that's just like great. Man, I need an Xbox. I've been saying that for years now, and it really feels weird to be on the other end of it. It really feels weird to just be like, man, they're all faltering. It feels like everybody's faltering. If it wasn't for the resurgence of the Eastern developer with the games that they're putting out, like, I mean, even look at like Kazan, like the first Berserker, like people are playing it and enjoying it, like that. Like Liza P, not only like Capcom coming back is great, like that is super good for me. I mean, I like those games a lot, but I feel like it's a trend, you know what I mean? Yeah, FromSoft and Capcom, and, you know, just everyone firing on all cylinders over there. I mean, dude, Monster Hunter coming out and just selling up bajillions of copies, billions of copies. I think all that, like, that's great because, dude, it feels like Western side of things has not been as good. Like, it just hasn't. Like, nothing's been really solid hitting. Like, I liked God of War Ragnarok. I didn't think it was as good as 2018 on my step back and look at it. Now, the gameplay's better, but I think the story and maybe like some of the execution, like, it felt really rushed in Ragnarok towards the end. Like, it really felt like there should have been a third game to me. I mean, I just feel like there should have been a trilogy of Norse. I do. That's my opinion. Horizon didn't really hit for me. Like, the first one I liked, but the second one just didn't hit. And I honestly blame that on the, like, characterization. It seems harsh to say, but it felt like everyone was bored. Like they didn't care about their lines. Like the main, like Aloy's voice lines are fine, but she's yamming nonstop. You know what I mean? Like there's a balance. Like you know, when you're out in the open world, you don't want to be dead, but it's like, dude, the yamming nonstop. And then everyone she talks to sounds like they just phoned it in. Of course, besides like other like cutscene main characters for them, a decent part, but not all. Like the first character you run into, like that dude sounded like I probably am talking with more inflection here than the voice acting in that, in my opinion. You know, when I'm sitting there and I'm like, you're taking me out of the game with your delivery. Like, quite literally, I'm like, man, I'm just bored to tears just listening to this. It feels like you don't care. Like, I'm not, you're not sucking me in. I'm not invested. That, and then, you know, like I said, Naughty Dogs, that kind of fell off. I mean, the Concord thing, like, there's so many bad things happening Western-wise. It's just too damn bloated. Let's get into it. You know what? This is going to be a double video. This is double. This is the Switch, and this is also what is wrong right now that I see. Okay? So, and there's all this ideology, right? There's all this ideology fighting back and forth that you see on social media, if you are on social media. Or even if you're on here. Like, depending on what you click on and what you like and what you don't like and what you give time to, the algorithm is going to give it to you. It's going to give it back to you. 100%. Like, if you just be like, that's the thing. I'll be looking at stuff a long time trying to figure out what someone's saying, and it like makes me irritated. I'm like, if it irks me, I'm like, I'm reading it, I'm like, man, this person's an imbecile. We want to show you more of that because you're engaging with it. Like, I'm not typing. I don't hardly ever say anything to anyone. Well, except today. I mean, I did say something to somebody today. Yeah, I can go check that out. I don't care. I'll tell y'all. I don't care. Shut up. So, what I'm getting at is this. You got ideologies and you got people, and it's like people are backing the people that are having the ideologies and yada 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 yada. This is where we're at, okay? Game development is too inefficient in the West. These places, for whatever reason, some people may say, yeah, like DEI hires or this and that. What it comes down to ultimately, that part doesn't matter. That part of itself doesn't matter. It's the execution, the mismanagement, the terrible allocation, and the bloating of all of it, okay? That's what it stems down to for whatever subplot reasons you have, whatever sub-narratives you have. It's mismanagement. You're not being efficient. I mean, there's no reason why Assassin's Creed should have 2 hours worth of credits of people working on it when you got people working on, I mean, a fifth of the budget that game made, that game cost you, and make just as much as that game will in its entire lifespan, perhaps more, times more. Their game, therefore, has offset their costs, and they've turned profit. They've turned profit in multiple magnitudes of times. Okay? Not where this bloated catastrophe of a game. And I say catastrophe, like, it's not bad, but dude, if you have like infinite money, right? Like, it's like, it feels like some of these things are infinite. If you have infinite money and you have great talented people and you have good execution, that kind of game, it's almost like quad A gaming. You know what I mean? Like, there's like an echelon to this. Like, people, oh, it's a triple A. Okay. The difference in feeling in double A and triple A is huge. When you talk about budgets that damn big, like GTA to me is like a quad A game. You know what I mean? It will be a quad A game, in my opinion. The budget for Assassin's Creed Shadow is a quad A level. And when you just deliver like below what these other people are delivering on 1/5, 1/4 of your budget, that is mismanagement and misallocation and bloating. Is inefficient. That is what it is. It's a failure to execute. That's all it is, okay? For whatever reason, I mean, it could come down to, hey, we're developing in California and the cost for the building is, I don't know, 10 times what it was for FromSoft making Elden Ring wherever they're located in Japan, right? That could be part of it. For sure. For sure. It could be. But these are still studios and companies. And I understand it's art, but you're also in a business. And there needs to be a part where we just kind of, hey, this gap, we bridge this gap. And while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and step on some more toes. You're going to have to stop being so ideological about everything, okay? You're going to have to. There's a part where it's like, hey, we can execute and you can make messages and talk about what you want. But you don't need to just go kick a hornet's nest just cuz, okay? Literally, this is happening now with South of Midnight for me. It's happening. I've seen the game since before it was released. I thought it looked super interesting. All of that, like I'm a big fan of like Princess and the Frog and like just the whole setting they have, like the southern, like feels very like Louisiana, very swampy. You know what I mean? All of that. I'm clearly not a black person. I'm not. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me that that character was a female or black or anything. That didn't bother me at all. None of that. I was like, this looks super interesting to me. The art style, all of it. Like the setting, it was grasping. And then it comes out that they're like, I think it's, I don't want to misquote, someone on the team is like, you know, white male gamers are a problem or a mistake is what was said, right? A mistake. I've not talked, I've not interacted, I've not done anything but say that, hey, this looks like cool. I'm looking forward to it. And then it's like release comes out or is right here at release and it's just like I'm catching strays for what reason? Like I'm the one over here with this. I'm not attacking you on Twitter. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing these things. All you people getting on these ideology battles. Like enough, man. Like enough. At some point it's just like, okay, fine. I won't. I'll go take my money and go somewhere else. I'll go over here to the Nintendo Switch. I'll go buy another Kazan. Fuck it. I'll go buy Kazan instead of, you know, I got a slot open right now. Monster Hunter's done. Right now I could be playing a game. I could be spending money on a new game for April. I ain't gonna do it for South of Midnight now. And it's not like a personal thing for me. Like, hey, I hate you for doing this. Well, I'm not gonna just blindly support it. I think you should, you know, if I came on here and I was selling a product, whatever, this cup, and people loved it. People were looking forward to the new model or whatever, like the, you know, I don't know, the 99 ounce, crazy, right? And then I just get on here and it's like people that are in the demographic that buy this product and I just start shitting on them. Like, where does that make sense? Really, anywhere? In any form? Like, business-wise, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, okay, well, you stir up and you're like, you alienate some people, and then like, maybe you get some people that shoot across the bow that come and buy, but they're not really like passionate about what you're doing. And then the way you say it is not really moving anything forward either, because you're just like kind of off the cuff saying it, right? It's not like you did like some big rally or some big statement, like a long, like, here is my plan for what I think we should do. It's just, you know, fuck XYZ ABC 1 2 3. Fuck them. That's it. That's pretty much all they're saying. And they're like, I'm not going to apologize for it because of how I think. Like, well, okay, you're entitled to it. I'm entitled to tell you, since you're just gonna randomly hate me, go fuck you. right back at you. Guess what? The thing you put in for all these years, which it don't matter now to you, it won't matter because you're gonna tank something. That right there could tank stuff. It could. You know what I mean? If enough people got some bad publicity, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. This stuff, it does hurt. You know, it does. I'm not saying that, like, you know, you need to just cater to me and, you know, my family, some, you know, white Southern family. I'm not saying that. That's totally not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's other ways to go about it. I mean, the game could have just been about that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, have your art somewhat touch on it and, you know, make it a good story. And it's like, okay, well, people are in the story. It's like, you know, instead we just get a blanket statement. It's just you might as well just be pasted across this. It's just like a little tweet. All it is, just a sticky note that makes it seem like, you know, someone's supposed to interpret everything about you. Just here it is. Here's like 300 letters, and you've turned me off completely from playing or purchasing. Just because I'm tired of it. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't the point where I was like, I can ignore this or that or this or that or this or that, this and that. It's just starting to stew over, man. I'm just kind of tired of it. Like, and I feel like other people will eventually get to the same point. I know this is a super long video, so I apologize, but that's just kind of like my update rant, man. I mean, I haven't been on in a minute, but dude, it's kind of ridiculous. Honestly, it really is. Just the way that people think they can do each other nowadays, and just there will be no repercussions, which, like I said, they're already getting paid. You're getting paid for all your dev years, all the time you did on it and all that stuff. And I don't know if there's bonuses attached to like Metacritic or all that other stuff. I'm not in on y'all's space. I'm just saying that these people are coming in and they are working on these giant developments, and they're spending 600 million, 500 million, 400 million dollars, and taking 7 years to release stuff. And man, it just, you know, when you can't compete with someone that's been doing something for 3 years on 1/5 of the budget or 1/4 of the budget, it's just bad. And when they release that game, it's like a gangbuster, and it's like a very good game, like very top notch of the genre and everything. It's just bad. It's just a bad look, man. They can't absorb it anymore. The costs are too big. Things are going to start collapsing when you start releasing these duds. Like, it will. It just is. You know what I mean? Like, Concord was almost a tax write-off at that point. It's like, hey, we're completely canceling it. We're taking it away. Can't do nothing with it anymore. They had to get some kind of cutback on that. I mean, I doubt it was all the money they spent, but that's where we're at, man. Feels like Nintendo's messing up. Feels like I don't even have to beat the dead horse with Xbox, but PlayStation, they'll probably rebound. They'll probably get something going. But yeah, man, I don't know. Western Dev feels like it's in a bad spot. A mixed bag, I should say. Maybe not bad spot, because, you know, there's some things, you know, like I said, Baldur's Gate. I'm excited for Witcher. Doom. I'm excited for Doom. That's all Western, so I mean, it's not all gloom and doom, you know what I mean? I'm just saying there's definitely a feeling right now where it's like, man, what's going on? Everybody looking around like, hey, man, are we good? Like, some people were literally talking about, like, I'm gonna find some different hobby, you know? Because you get nickel and dime enough, it's just too much. That even goes back to games of services. Like, games of services, they want all your time and all your money. It's like, I only got so much of either, you know what I mean? So you can't, games of service, I understand you could make so much money, but yeah, I don't know, man. Games of service is kind of wearing me thin, you know, in a lot of ways. So yeah, that's me. I yapped. Here we are. We yapped. We're back, baby. I'll see y'all another half year. If you did like, please leave a like. Leave me your thoughts in the comments. I know there's a whole lot of thoughts in this, whole lot of opinions, but this is me, this is my channel, and that's kind of what I think, guys. So thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, appreciate you so much. We'll see you next time.